What's going on, world? It's your boy Holiday Zay with Let's Talk Ship, and today we are discussing an unfortunate event that has recently taken place at one of the cruise ports. A guest on board a Royal Caribbean ship unfortunately passed away due to a medical emergency, and that's what we will be discussing today. So with that, let's talk ship. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't done so already, do your boy a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, today is an unfortunate story where a Royal Caribbean guest on board, I believe it was Star of the Seas, passed away on a snorkeling excursion. Now, the name of the guest has not been mentioned, and how the death was caused has not been mentioned. But this did take place on June 25th in St. Maarten. It is not mentioned whether or not the cruise was booked through, the excursion was booked through the cruise line or if it was booked through a third party. That has not been mentioned yet. But if we're going to be on the topic of snorkeling, there have been multiple cases in the past where people have unfortunately passed away during snorkeling events / excursions, and I will read some of those things off to you. There was an incident, 2 snorkeling deaths that occurred in early May. The first was at a Norwegian Cruise Line's private island in the Bahamas. Great story, okay. 83-year-old man had passed away while snorkeling. And then the second incident was in Grand Turk when a 39-year-old man had drowned while snorkeling. One that had took place mid-April on Carnival Splendor, someone drowned while snorkeling at Maarten Island, Australia. A 67-year-old woman was found unresponsive. So could it strike fear into people to go snorkeling with these deaths occurring as often as they are? Yeah, it could strike fear into a person. I was recently on a cruise last month in May on Carnival Venezia, and we did snorkeling at Koki Beach. And if you have watched the vlog, or if you didn't, I mentioned in there where, because of my beard and I had the full face snorkeling mask on, there was water that was entering through the bottom part where the suction could not be on my face properly for water not to enter. And I didn't feel safe going out. Now, I can swim a little bit. I ain't no Michael Phelps, but I can swim a little bit. I can, do what I need to do to see what I want to see underwater. However, it was certain movements that I would make underwater to where it didn't feel right. And I didn't feel comfortable going further out with my lady, because she had took my GoPro. She said, babe, like, the beautiful fish, they're further out. And I'm like, crap, I want to go, but I don't feel secure with this mask. You just take the camera and you go capture what you can capture, because obviously she doesn't have facial hair, so it's going to be more secure around her face than it is mine. So she went out, she got the footage. There was one point in time where I had tucked my facial hair into the mask where I could, feel a bit more comfortable, but I had it so tight around my head that it started to give me pain at the back of my head, so I had to take it off. Once I took it off, I could never get it back to where I wanted to, and I couldn't snorkel at the capacity that I know I can. I mentioned in that vlog where I pretty much got rid of it. I'm gonna have to get the 2-piece, the mouth version and the one that covers my eyes and my nose, so that way when I go snorkeling again, I don't have to worry about, water entering my face. Because I enjoy being able to breathe through my nose in the full face mask, but I'm gonna have to train myself to comfortably breathe through my mouth through the tube that comes out of the water, versus the full face mask where it allows you to breathe out of your nose, which is typically more comfortable for a person snorkeling. And For these people who passed away, I would like to assume that it was because of a malfunction or something like that. And I want to explain to you guys who have not been snorkeling yet at these destinations, uh, the weight of the water is significant. And a lot of people underestimate the power of the water. And when you move, it could shift your mask if you move too fast. And just a little bit of water is all it takes to get into your lungs to make you panic. And panicking is one thing that you do not want to do once you are in the water, because believe it or not, panicking and moving around sporadically underwater can cause you to sink much faster. Remaining calm can actually save you. But as humans, it's difficult to remain calm when something isn't going right. So that's totally understandable. My tip is, if you choose to go snorkeling, although there are excursions that provide snorkeling gear, I don't think it's sanitary, because I don't think they clean the mouthing pieces and the face pieces and things like that. I would always recommend to invest in your own snorkeling equipment, okay? With that is just simply the mask or fins. But definitely I would say bring your own facial equipment for sanitary purposes. Making sure your facial gear fits properly, because if it doesn't, you don't want to get out there and you get salt in your eyes or inhale it or swallow it or anything like that. You want to make sure everything fits correctly, snug and secure when you're out there. There are some people who swim upside down, who go head down first and things like that. Those shifts like that can potentially move your equipment around and cause water to enter, and that's what you don't want. So you got to kind of practice a little bit, get the feel for it to make sure that you know how your equipment is going to move with your body and in the water and things like that. Swim around to where your feet can touch the bottom until you know the feeling of safety with your equipment. Like I said, with mine, I did not feel safe swimming out to where my feet could not touch the bottom of the seafloor. And that's where it was with me. It's just a feeling, and then it's just knowing. Safety is number one when it comes to cruises and things like that, just overall, because no one wants to go on a vacation and then pass away or have an injury. So always play it safe. If you have something going on and it just doesn't sit well with you, go with that instinct. Don't overrule it and say, oh no, I'll be all right. No. Because then when it's too late, you're gonna wish that you can go back and say, no, I shouldn't have done that. At that time, it's too late. That first inkling that you get that something isn't right, walk away from it. It's that simple. So again, it's unsaid if it was that particular scenario that caused this person's life to be taken on said excursion. I can only hope that people take heed to that situation and the story that I shared from my recent experience with finding proper equipment to fit your face, because believe it or not, there are snorkeling equipment that come in different sizes. So you might have to try it and send it back, whatever the case may be, to make sure that you're safe once you go out on your vacation to snorkel safely without water entering and you accidentally inhaling water and then panicking because now you're trying to stand up, but you're so far away from shore that you're panicking and now you're sinking and you have water in your lungs or water in your mask and, whatever the case may be. Push come to shove, ain't no shame in it. Wear like some floaties, a life jacket or something. If you can't swim, you can't swim. Not everybody in life knows how to swim. Not everybody knows how to change a tire. Not everybody knows how to change oil. Not everybody knows how to fix, change everything in the world. That's why we have things to help us, assist us. There's no shame in that. If you can't do something, hey, you just can't do it, okay? In this situation, if you can't swim, get some floaties, get a life jacket or something. All you're doing is looking underwater, seeing the sea life, the coral, the fish, and things like that. And you probably got your camera wanting to see what you can see for content, footage, or just memories. Something that you did that maybe you've overcome a fear, and you want to occasionally in the future look back on that of that snorkeling adventure. There's nothing wrong with playing it safe. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So with all of this, I hope this was informative and helpful for people who have upcoming Snorkeling Excursions. And again, condolences to the family who are affected by this recent passing of this guest on board Royal Caribbean. Do your boy a favor, like and subscribe to the channel for more cruise news, cruise content, and whatever else comes about within the cruise community, all right? So always, always, always be grateful and embrace the day. And until next time, peace.